Today we had Mr. Lemuel Rudolph Lockett III, who's originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. However, he moved to Houston, Texas 10 years ago. So Mr. Hallelujah, that's what we call him. Tell me a little about yourself. When and where were you born?
I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, November 11, 1947. My father was the late Reverend Lemuel Lockett Jr. My mother is the late missionary Ruby Garrison Lockett.
Okay, Mr. Lockett. Why did you choose to move to Texas, Houston in particular?
Well, after Katrina, by me being one of the last ones to leave the Ninth Ward on a final evacuation that Sunday, I was headed back to Cleveland, Ohio, and one of my sons called me as I was crossing the Mississippi line, entering Tennessee, and asked me to come to Galveston.
Okay.
So at that point, I turned around and I went to Galveston. 2 weeks later, God sent Rita, another hurricane, so they made everybody evacuate Galveston. So I came to Houston because my children and all my relatives were here.
Okay. As a child, what was the worst thing that you remember seeing?
A neighborhood fella of ours, he went to the lake and he was young and he wound up he drowned himself because the water overwhelmed him, and they had him in a coffin in his mother's living room, and we used to go down there and buy snowballs, and everybody was talking to him, talking about him, and I walked in there, and you used to see a person alive, and you seen him just laying there. That was horrific to me because he couldn't move. You know, I was about 7 years old at the time.
All right. And how did you eventually get over that situation if you did so?
Well, by me being raised in a religious family, it was always about praying. You know, that was always the constant encouragement. Everything you pray about, everything you pray about. So when you give it to Jesus, he doctors on it.
Okay. And what are your thoughts about racism and whites?
Well, by me being born in the 40s, I seen all that Jim Crow and a lot of my friends getting killed by the police. They saying they hung themselves, you know, and I had quite a few altercations with police myself. So they hated us and we hated them.
All right. And what moment in America, even before you were born, is special to you?
What moment in America before I was born is special to me? What moment in America before I was born was special to me? I guess I'd have to say the ending of World War II that brought my father back home because he was a military police in World War II, and he married my mother, and I was born after my oldest brother.
All right. And why did you not only choose Texas Southern to work, but you're also a student here, right?
Yes, I am.
All right. And why did you choose to come to Texas Southern?
Well, I was going to the University of Houston, and a constituent of mine, Jason LeBeau, he said he wanted me to come take him somewhere. And we was going to Southern and University in New Orleans together. And I went and picked him up, and he stayed right off the corner from Texas Southern. I didn't even know Texas Southern existed. And he brought me to this campus, and I've been here ever since.
What are you studying here?
Rehabilitation counseling.
Are there any important people who have affected your life in a positive way or a negative way?
Quite a few. Both positive and both negative.
Okay. And how did those people prepare you for your life today?
Well, my mother and father prepared me as a child, but by me being 68, you know, it's hard to say that people prepared me at that late stage, because I was 58 when I came here. But I've been affected by a few positive people. Already had my heroes from a child 50 some years ago, 60 years ago. But negative people give me more inspiration now, because I look at life in a different sense, so it's my intention rather to find out what can I get from the negativity that they spread and convert it into some kind of positive fruition.
How would you describe 2015 compared to the 80s?
Oh, well, the computer. That just about sums it all up, the computer, because I never thought I'd live to see computers. I never thought I'd live to see a black man in office, because it was always some white figure. But now, that's about the most profound thing, having a black man in office along with, this computer age. So to describe it it's miraculous.
Miraculous. Why do you think HBCUs are so important?
I don't understand.
They have PWIs and you have HBCUs. Why do you think HBCUs are more important than PWIs, if you think that?
I'm not familiar with the term.
PWIs, like white schools like LSU, University of Houston, but here it's mostly blacks. So how would you describe, like compare and contrast the two?
Oh, well, the University of Houston, Loyola, Tulane, it really wasn't no big difference to me, because I'm an artist, And a lot of time, God uses gifts and talent that He give you that man can't explain. They could have limited understanding regarding how you could do things, but they just can't really explain, and they have to accept you as the exception. So racism, at a certain point, it didn't affect me, because I was always privileged, being favored by God to have numerous gifts and talents. But I could see where other people had problems, and there were a few others that were blessed to go to these all-white colleges and schools. I'm an alpha, so we integrated Cornell University way back in 1906. So with some, it's a problem, but with others, it's a blessing.
Okay. Thank you for that information, Mr. Hallelujah. Are there any other things that you would like to add on to this interview before closing?
Well, I thank you for this opportunity, and I hope it's a seed, or some seeds have been planted that bless and benefit some others. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.